Okay, today we'll be discussing eSIMs. I mean, to be very honest, right, I actually wanted to call this the tale of the disappearing SIM card, but of course, I felt eSIMs, the rise of eSIMs sounds a little bit more positive, and obviously, I don't want to disrespect the SIM, come across as disrespecting the SIM card, which has served us so well for many, many years.
Yes.
So I've decided to just call it the rise of eSIMs instead. Right? Now, the thing is, eSIMs eSIMs actually promise incredible flexibility, right, and convenience for smartphone users. But I've also come across some experts who warn of potential security concerns like, eSIM cloning or unauthorized profile downloads. So, from your point of view, how do eSIMs compare to traditional SIM cards in terms of security risks?
Sure. So I think I agree with you. eSIMs are actually will change our industry or the telco industry in a very profound way. For the users that maybe are not so familiar with technology, SIMs essentially is a small model that you can remove from your device, like a removable smart card, and within that piece of plastic, you have your subscriber identity, your authentication keys, and other information from the subscriber that when you insert into your mobile device, it authenticates you and allows you to access to a mobile network, right? For the last 25 years, based on the GSM standard, those SIMs were physical interfaces, right? It's a piece of plastic that you need to buy and get and put it in the SIM card slot. Now, eSIMs were started in 2017. That's where we have the first eSIM release. Interestingly, it was for a smartwatch. And the cool thing about an eSIM is that you don't need that piece of plastic anymore, right? It's a non-removable chip. It's embedded into the device itself, either if it's a smartwatch or a smartphone. And of course, it eliminates a lot of things, right? It eliminates the need of a physical SIM card and all the hassle to go and configure it manually, because the eSIMs can be programmed remotely. So all the subscriber information and store of multiple profiles can be done. And of course, what makes very nice is that you can switch between different mobile networks without the physical hassle of a SIM card. Now, in security terms, both SIM cards and eSIM cards use cryptographic algorithms. So they're very secure, right? They have a lot of security protocols in order for the users to be protected on their data, but also to authenticate those users into the network. SIMs usually rely on a combination of symmetrics and asymmetrics encryption techniques. So they're very, very secure, I would say. Now, eSIMs, on the other hand, I would say that it's a little bit more secure than SIM cards because the obvious reasons that you are removing a physical elements. So in a way, that makes it more tamper resistant, right? Because you cannot really just go and switch, for instance, a SIM or in a way physically access or tamper the chip. And of course, the second thing that makes them very secure is that the eSIMs support remote provisioning. So all the provisioning and management of this SIM information is done remotely by the network operator. So key profiles, enhanced security features can be sent remotely. Therefore, the eSIM is always up to date with any new security things. Now, nevertheless, as always, you have, like any technology, you have risks. One of the risks of eSIMs is the potential eSIM cloning that you were mentioning, where the hackers can create a duplicate copy of the user's identity to gain unauthorized access to the mobile network, right? And do any kind of fraudulent activities. The other second thing that you can do, of course, is phishing attacks, where the hacker impersonates a trusted entity to trick the users into revealing sensitive information. I think that there are two things that users and also manufacturers there are three things that users and manufacturers are working on. One is, of course, to add an extra layer of protection by using a PIN or a password protection on the eSIM profile. That, of course, makes another layer of protections. The second is to use a multifactor authentication method This is what you see when you've been asked for a biometric or an authentication app, let's say facial recognition in order to open that eSIM. That, of course, can further strengthen security. But also it's important that to have a regular update on the device software, because this avoids having any bugs or any windows of opportunity for any hacker to attack. So those three measures can mitigate the risk tremendously.